Boy, am I annoyed. Our broken UK government trying to ban porn. No, I'm just kidding, that's kind of clickbaity, but they're kind of going down this route. What they're trying to do is they're trying to limit porn sites so that children can't get on them, so that anybody under the age of, I think it's 18, isn't exposed to pornographic material that they shouldn't be. The ways they're going to try and implement this is through some form of ID checks. The ones that are in the work at the minute, I think, are providing credit card details. Now, where do I stand on this? I think it's a dumb fucking idea. And for me, this is an issue of economics and freedom. The Tories have a reputation for being slightly more economically sensible with austerity and cuts to government and generally tightening the belt when you're in a recession. But that doesn't match up when they then start to argue for expensive measures and laws like this that don't actually have any bearing on our society. If you're not from the UK, the Conservative Party basically slashed the government and the police force in a number of ways. And now what they're looking at doing is setting up a very expensive cyber division to enforce unnecessary laws. That's the top and bottom of it. We need more police on the street, not more police in the sheets. Oh god, that rhymed. I don't think young kids should be watching porn because it doesn't exactly set a good example of what a healthy relationship should be most of the time. I think that a lot of this should be left up to the parents to enforce with their children by putting, parental controls on things. Yeah, you have bad parents and stuff like that, but that's what sex education is for. This is just an expensive measure similar to their ban on encryption that isn't even going to work. Here's a couple of ways of how you can get around this sort of thing. Use a VPN, use a proxy, go on the Tor network, get a fake credit card. 3 of those are easy, the last one isn't, but I'm pretty sure if this happens, some form of service or workaround will come that's legal but not quite. Even just stealing your parents' credit card and filling that information in and creating an account in their name is a viable option. I don't understand how they're going to effectively enforce this stuff. And it becomes, for me personally, an issue of privacy and safety. I don't want to give my credit card details, my personal information, my real name, and verify my identity on porn sites, because a lot of them are kind of dodgy places in the first place, yeah? And it's just another example of our government and our elected officials trying to gain some form of overreach into an area that they shouldn't. I'd argue a government is there to service the people, not morally police them. And yeah, you can say that I'm advocating for children watching porn. I'm not. I think, again, should be up to the parents to raise a child properly and instigate these sort of controls on them. But it shouldn't be a state involvement. So these plans are scheduled to come around 2018, and what can we do in the meantime? Well, one good thing about the UK though is that the government has its own version of change.org to petition the government about what they should debate and discuss within Parliament. If you reach a certain amount of signatures, it will get debated or discussed, and it will go progressively up the hierarchy the more attention it gets. Conveniently though, this has been announced when a petitions committee doesn't even exist because of the transition into the new government, so that was very well timed, wasn't it? I mean, the other things we can actually do is just to avoid this altogether. Download your porn in advance, use a VPN, buy nudie mags, but personally I wouldn't do any of that. I would start writing to MPs because that's realistically the only way we're going to get any attention over this. Also, I would mention the encryption issue in there too, because it's just as important as this step. Both of them are unnecessary spending, unnecessary government measures. And I hate the fact that my own government is making me write to my local MP about fucking porn. If you actually value your porn in the UK, please share this around your friends, or at least share some of the articles and make them aware that they can write to their MPs about this. I know it's an uncomfortable topic, but this and encryption are things worth writing to your MP about, because if we don't do this, it will just get worse and worse and worse. Imagine having to enter your credit card information before watching this video because I mentioned sex. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to watch a British mini-fridge talk about its homeland or just opinions on stuff, then please do subscribe. If you're wondering what topics I talk about, it can be literally anything, so have a little bit of a browse through my channel just to see if any of them grab your attention. Happy wanking, and goodbye.